Hey, what's up, family? Yeah, this is going to be a health one. It's going to go in the category of my health videos. So I'm going to title this one, Healthy versus Non-Healthy Foods. But what I'm really talking about is here in the States. Y'all are very familiar with how a lot of foods that we eat are just straight garbage or overly loaded with sugar. You ever notice that? Because you got to remember what America is mostly, what they fancy mostly is quantity, meaning numbers. Quantity over quality. That's what they're more about. They're more about pushing out more numbers opposed to your better health, eating better. Particularly, a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about, especially if you're a traveler like ourselves. If you travel the world, you definitely know what I'm talking about. How you can eat some of the stuff here in the States, overloaded with MSGs, monosodium glutamate, and all that is, when you go to these all-you-can-eat buffets, for example, right? Oh, the food got an extra spice or kick or flavor to it. That's MSG. This additives. This is what America is known for, putting all these extra preservatives, additives, and processed food in it. And of course, they love to put tons of sugar in everything. So back to what I'm saying, especially if you're a traveler like ourselves, you get to experience what you eat here, and then you go overseas, you definitely notice a difference. Let me give you a simple prime example. Take the company Heinz ketchup. You ever notice, especially for a lot of you travelers, and for the people that don't travel, just take my word for what I'm saying. I don't put no nonsense or negative stuff out there. Take the company Heinz ketchup, right? We love ketchup on our burger and stuff like that, right? Do you know one packet of ketchup has multiple tablespoons of sugar just to make one packet? But do you know that same company, Heinz ketchup, that's here in America, is loaded with sugar? That's why you see the average kid, they always want extra ketchup on everything they eat, right? But do you notice that same ketchup company, Heinz ketchup, if you're overseas, it has way less sugar in it. It has more of an organic, natural, vegetable taste to it. Know another way you could confirm this? If any of you have been in the military or you got family members that's in the military, watch they tell you when they go overseas. They'll tell you how a lot of them, when they overseas, they don't get all that processed sugar no more. Their weight seem to be better. Their skin will clear up more because they're not getting all that sugar. And it's almost as if whenever they do get a package in the mail from America, whatever the case, it's like they become junkies because now they get all the processed sugar that they used to. It's amazing how our minds have been tricked to thinking that we need and want it so much, all this sugar. I know I may have mentioned in one of my old videos before, I'm trying to remember what video it was. Oh, very important video. It was a video called How to Get Off Alcohol and Drugs. Very important video, very important. Check it out because a lot of people do need help. But in that video, I mentioned this right here. Me and my wife, and my daughters, we go plenty of times. For years, we've been doing this now, where we will go without eating meat for a week or two, sometimes up to 3 weeks or a month or more. We do that quite often. We're very used to it now. But do you know, one time, me and my wife, very recently, we decided to go 3 days, just 3 days, with absolutely no sugar. Woo! It was like that video I did, like I said, how to get off alcohol and drugs. 3 days without sugar? Do you know I felt like a junkie going through withdrawal because I'm so used to the processed sugar, so used to it. Mentally think that I gotta have it all the time. And those 3 days, when I say no sugar, you gotta remember almost everything you eat has sugar in it. You know, your bread, your noodles, almost everything you eat. You know, so when we did those 3 days, we literally if we wanted something that had something sweet, we ate fruit. So for example, those 3 days, you know what breakfast consisted of? Breakfast for us those days was something like an apple, a bottle of water, and a carrot. That literally was breakfast. Lunch was pretty much the same. Lunch was something like a slice of passion fruit with a peach and a celery and a bottle of water. No juice, no soda, none of that. Dinner, Dinner consisted of what we had for dinner. We went and got seeded watermelon. We had like maybe, we probably had watermelon in the daytime, whatever. But for example, we may had a nectarine, a celery, and a carrot, and a bottle of water. Literally, that's what we did for 3 days. And I tell you, every time we look in the refrigerator, I'm looking at my snacks, I'm looking in the cabinet, and boy, I was so tempted to get. But I said to myself, I'm going to discipline myself. I'm not going to eat no sugar. It was stressful. It was tough, but it was more mental. See, that's why you got to have an exigency when you're doing it. You have to have a strategy and you have to have discipline. But as always, I love to give you a word of the day. So that's going to be the word of the day. It sounds like exit, but it's exigency. Exigency. What does exigency mean? It means a demand, a requirement. Let me put it in a sentence so it makes sense to you. If you want a longer, healthier lifespan, then you need to have an exigency of a better diet. You get what I'm saying? So in other words, replace exigency with requirement. If you want a longer, healthier lifespan, you need to require a better diet. See? If you need a longer, healthier lifespan, you need an exigency. It's kind of complicated to say that word sometimes because it sounds like exit. You need a better, if you want a longer, healthier lifespan, you need to have an exigency, better diet plan. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people definitely know what I'm talking about. Here in America, as I said, I've noticed this many times. do you remember this, babe? Now, I'm lactose intolerant, for example, for a lot of you didn't know. You just say dairy, man. Dairy messes me up. I always used to say a joke to some people. I'm like, dairy's so bad with me, boy. If you ever had a violence somewhere, if you want to clear it out, non-violence, just give me some milk and invite me to the party. I'll just pass gas and I'll clear the room out. No violence, non-violent. But anyway, I remember one time we was overseas on a cruise, right? And I took the chance. I said, I'm going to try some ice cream. I know I shouldn't. I'm going to be gassing. But do you know, now we overseas. When I ate that ice cream, vanilla ice cream, right? I was like, man, this tastes different. It's not as sweet. But I ate the ice cream, and normally, almost 5 minutes after eating, I got gas. But I didn't have no gas. A half an hour passed. I said, I said to my wife, I said, man, I got no gas. The ice cream tasted different, but it gave me no gas. And I went right back to the ice cream, and I got some more. And boy, oh boy, for the rest of the night, I had no gas. What does that tell you? You see what I'm saying? And boy, that whole rest of that trip, that ice cream was my friend. But I was there all the time because I really indulged in it. Where I said, man, this is different over here. But see, back in the States, they pack it with so much additives and sugar. That's why so many people back in the States are so bloated, got the pot bellies, are so out of shape, got so much inflammation, got pain and injuries that's taking forever to heal. Now, don't get me wrong. I got a little bloated stomach. I'm not in perfect shape. But one thing I will tell you, I still got the stomach. I still got the six-pack, little something. Little something. You know what I'm saying?
52 years old, not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
But you get my point, what I'm saying. It's like, here in the States, I know I said it again. I love saying that quite often in a lot of my videos. I'm going to be redundant because I want it to stick in your brain. The reason why a lot of people have a lot of long-lasting injuries here, because a lot of the food has so much processed. It's processed so much, has so much sugar in it. And what that does? That makes a lot of mucus and inflammation wherever you got injuries, wherever. That's why it takes longer to heal. But maybe you should take a page out of our book, like I said, when we did the no sugar for 3 days. And I'm not telling you to try to do it for a week. If you could, it's good for you. But one thing I will surely tell you, if you did that for a simple 3 days, I guarantee you're going to see a difference in your whole body function. If you did the no meat like we did a whole week, that's a very great video you guys can check out. It's me and my oldest daughter. It's called Detox and Purging Your Body is Important. Check that video out. My daughter dropped a lot of great information in, and so did I, because it's very important one key thing I would tell you that I said in that video, I'd say to you now. You love your car, right? Don't you get an oil change in your car? Don't you think your body needs an oil change? Whenever your phone or your computer acts up, don't you got to reboot it? Don't you think you should reboot your body every now and then? Get all that excess nonsense out of your body and cleanse it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should do. We did that video about 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm just re-saying what I said in that video, but I said a lot more important things. So go check it out. It's called Detox and Purge Your Body.
Just one thing I want to say. In America, we should really open our eyes and realize our health is so important. We are important.
Health is wealth.
We need to love ourselves so much and care for us. And we need to really open our eyes and realize what is the do's and what are the don'ts. So
yes.
Let's get serious with our health, because a lot of people, all you hear that they dying of cancer, they're dying
everything. Obesity.
Yes.
You know, dying of causes that nowadays they don't even want to tell you why people are dying. Something to think about, folks.
Yeah.
But so let's go back to the word of the day, exigency. It simply means a need, a demand, a requirement. So you should have an exigency towards your health. You should have a need, a demand, a requirement for better health, better food. Because I tell you, try when you're going to buy only fruits that got seeds in them. I know it's hard to find that, and when you do find them, it costs more money. But that's what you want. Try to lay off on a lot of the sugars. I'm telling you, most of the foods we eat and do have sugars, and then you're wondering why that knee injury, that ankle injury. You know, as we get older, those injuries don't heal as quick as they did when we was a teenager. But you wonder why it's taking you so long to heal. Of course, we're older, but it also got to do with the foods you're eating. If you're eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of foods with sugars and all this fatty acids and MSGs in them, that's going to build up so much more inflammation in your body, therefore cause you longer time to heal. But as I said earlier in the video, when you go overseas, speak to a lot of people that travel. I guarantee you, speak to a lot of people in the military that travel. I guarantee they'll tell you, oh, the food when you go overseas, totally different. Totally different than here in the States. You can have a delicious steak here in the States, but if you had a steak over in some place like Argentina, how they raise their cows, totally different. I swear to blow your mind. You'll be like that. This tastes incredible. Tastes incredible. That's if you eat meat. But with the fruits and vegetables, everything, even with the dairy. Dairy ain't the greatest thing to eat, but you will see a difference overseas that make you go, what the heck is they feeding us back in the States? All processed MSG stuff with loads of sugar. And they more concerned about quantity over quality. And quality is what you should want an exigency for. Quality health. And on that note, just giving you something to think about. Remember, your health is your wealth for a better and longer healthy lifespan. You know, what is another word for lifespan? Telomeres. I used that one many years ago. Telomeres is just a big word, which means, you know, the lifespan of your life. You know, your telomeres, all your years of your life. But hey, think about it, folks. You should have an exigency for a better diet to have a healthier life. And on that note, peace.